One of the key things that we really need to think about when we talk about well-being is brain health. Now, what we do know is that there is no health without brain health. This is a really critical factor. So we are at a point in time now where science is coming together to really look at what we need to do in terms of our brain health. And it's a much more positive insight, which is really, really helpful. Why is this really an important and interesting fact at this point in time? Is because the findings of the Australian Productivity Commission inquiry into mental health, which was released in June 2020, highlighted some really astonishing figures around the cost of poor mental health and suicide to our productivity in this country. The direct cost in one financial year between 2018-19 was between 43 and 70 billion dollars. That's an exorbitant amount of money in 1 year. The direct cost, which went to services and to healthcare for people with poor mental health, was 16 billion. 15 billion came with informal care provided by family and friends. For businesses, regardless of where you are, the most astounding figure was the 12 to 39 billion dollars that was as a result of lost productivity and lower economic participation. Now, while businesses can't probably directly impact on lower participation, the issue of lost productivity is most certainly something that I would think any business, particularly small business, would think about. What it indicates is presenteeism is alive and well. Presenteeism has been defined as people working at 50% of their capacity at work. So these are people who are probably struggling. They may not really have anyone to talk to. They may not be seeking help, but they are coming to work for all intents and purposes. They are there, but they are nowhere near as productive as they could be. For business owners, the question is, how do we address presenteeism? And we've done a lot of conversation through the webcasts that we have done around shifting your mental model, looking out for your basic needs, lead management, and also in creating positive relationships that help individuals themselves and employers to address some of these issues in the workplace. When we look at the booklet that we have done in Townsville, the 7 Ways to Wellbeing for Townsville Small Business, these ways of well-being are not just about business. They can apply to us in our families, in our social connections and broader communities, large businesses, corporate organisations. It's not just relevant to small business. So I think it's really important that business owners think about how do we address this fact of low participation, what is the cost to my business, but not just about the financial cost, it's also about the social and emotional cost to the individual. So how do we look at supporting each other? How do we look at forming an organisation and a workplace culture that really supports all people in the workspace, regardless of the job that they do? And we talk about that in the lead management webcast.